Dear students, welcome to our science episode. Today we are going to discuss sexual reproduction. In the previous lesson, we discussed asexual reproduction, and in this lesson, we will discuss sexual reproduction. As you can see, sexual reproduction needs two different parents, a male and a female. Both of them will produce gametes, an egg or an ovum from the female body and the sperm from the male body. And as we knew before that gametes contain, or sex cells contain, half the number of chromosomes. Both gametes will join together in a step called fertilization to form what we call a zygote. The zygote is having 46 chromosomes. The whole set of chromosomes, or double the number. We can call it 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs. Then this zygote will grow into an embryo until birth. Sexual reproduction is the most common type of reproduction in higher living organisms. A male and a female are essential for sexual reproduction, and it depends on two main processes: formation of gametes, as I said before, and the step of fertilization. It produces individuals genetically similar. So if they are humans, so the zygote and the embryo will be humans. Cats, the embryo will be cat. Dogs, the embryo will be dog, and so on. But they are not identical to the parent. So you are similar to your parents, to your mom and dad, but you're not identically the same. This sexual reproduction takes place by the process of meiosis, and it requires special systems and structures in the living organism. If you remember the meiosis or the meiotic cell division, try to remember why genetic variations occur due to sexual reproduction. Yes, this is due to the process or the phenomenon of crossing over that takes place in prophase 1 of meiosis 1 cell division, where the chromatids exchange their parts. This is the process of formation of gametes, where the male body will produce sperms with half the number of chromosomes because they are gametes, they are sex cells. In the female body, the parent cell will produce the ovum with also half the number of chromosomes. And remember that formation of gametes are formed by meiotic division, reduction division, where the parent cells are having the total set, the whole set of chromosomes 46, and the resulting cells are having half the number of chromosomes, which is 23. It's meiosis, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Can you think about fertilization? Can you predict the definition for the word fertilization? Yes, it's the combination between the male gamete, the sperm, and the female gamete. Each of them has 23 chromosomes to form a zygote, a diploid zygote. So 23 plus 23 equal 46 diploid zygote, having the whole set number of chromosomes. The zygote is the cell resulting from fertilization, from the combination of the sperm and the female ovum. It's diploid, having the whole set of chromosomes. The zygote undergoes serious mitotic division to grow, because the aim here is growth. not reproduction. So this growth is by mitosis to form an embryo containing genetic materials from both parents. So 23 chromosomes from the father and another 23 chromosomes from the mother. The total at the end is 46. Here is sexual reproduction in plants. In the flowering plants, there is an anther. In the stamen, which is the male reproductive organ, producing pollens containing sperm cells. These pollens will be transferred to the ovary in the pistil, in the middle of the ovary. This middle structure is called the pistil. It contains the female ovary, where the pollen grains will release the sperms, which will meet the ovum, and then the seed will be formed, and then a new plant. This is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In non-flowering plants or conifers, they have male cones and female cones, also producing gametes, and these gametes will combine together, forming seeds. Now, let's compare asexual reproduction to sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction can occur in unicellular organisms, organisms with only one cell, and some of the multicellular, like Hydra, for example, fungi. But sexual reproduction only in higher living organisms. Asexual reproduction involves only one parent, but in sexual reproduction, we have to have two parents, a male and a female. Asexual reproduction depends on mitotic cell division or mitosis, while asexual reproduction depends on meiosis. The offspring resulting from asexual reproduction is identical to the parent, while in sexual reproduction, they are not identical, not similar. They receive genetic materials from both parents. That's why the offspring is not identical to any of them. Asexual reproduction does not require special systems or structures, while sexual reproduction, it requires special organs and sexual organs and reproductive organs in order to take place. This question is for you. Give reason why individuals of the same species who reproduce sexually have a fixed number of chromosomes. That is because in the fertilization step, the male gamete or the sperm will combine with the female gamete. So 23 chromosomes from the sperm plus 23 chromosomes from the ovum or the egg, forming the zygote, which will be diploid, having the same number of chromosomes as the parents. State whether the statement is true or false and correct the false one. Number 1, the zygote contains half the number of chromosomes as gametes. Of course, it's false. The zygote is diploid. The female gametes in plants are pollen grains. It's false. It's the ova. The pollens are the male gametes. Sexual reproduction results in genetic variation, and this is of course true as a result of the crossing over phenomena. Now, try to guess the scientific term. The cell produced as a result of combination of male and female gametes, it has diploid number of chromosomes, and this is of course a zygote. Number 2, the process of combination of male and female gametes to produce the zygote, and here the process is called fertilization. Number 3, a type of reproduction that requires presence of special systems and structures in the living organism, sexual reproduction. Now, Let us watch a video about sexual reproduction.
Sexual reproduction. The goal of many animals is to live long enough to reproduce and pass their genes onto their offspring. To ensure their genes are passed on for generations, almost all animals go through the process of sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is when a male and female sex cell come together to create a unique organism. The male reproductive cell is called the sperm. The sperm contains 50% of the father's genes. The female reproductive cell is called the egg. An egg cell contains 50% of the mother's genes. When the two cells join together, the genetic material combines. The joining of reproductive cells is called fertilization. Some animals, like humans, go through internal fertilization, where the egg is fertilized inside the body. The offspring develop inside the mother. Some animals, like fish, have external fertilization. The female releases her eggs. Then the male fish spreads his sperm over her eggs. The young develop outside of the body. No matter how the egg is fertilized, the offspring gets some genes from each parent. Sexually reproduced offspring are not identical to either. So the next time you see an animal, think about where it came from and how it'll make offspring. Sexual reproduction.
Dear students, thank you for watching. Wishing you all the best of luck.